Okay, this is another audio check. I guess this time the noise suppression filter is doing its magic. And it sounds like it's working very, very well. In earlier versions of OBS on an earlier machine, this filter wasn't available or didn't work properly. But I guess with this setup here, the audio and video quality is quite sufficient for all of my needs. So the only thing that's a little bit deficient would be the stream quality on YouTube, on the YouTube stream. But from the earlier tests, I guess that's sort of like adjusting itself over time. Twitch seems to be always fine. Sure, the webcam is a little bit, yeah, I mean, like it's a little bit laggy, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue for mostly static text. Maybe it's a little bit annoying for moving things around if those are not smooth animations. But yeah, I mean, that could be tiring for the eye. But okay, but I guess that's sort of like the best compromise for now. I could try to improve it even further, but for like an initial session, I guess it's good enough. And there's also the risk that I mess something up again in trying to improve it accidentally. So I guess I can accept this sort of result for now, right? And one of the most problematic issues with this is that I, of course, cannot adjust my upstream that much. So whatever I do, that's sort of like a hard limitation there. And I got myself confused a little bit with my audio monitor, which is like me listening to my own stream, so I can like hear if the stream disconnects, if there are some lags in there, or if something goes wrong. Of course, I cannot always check the visuals, and I also have to turn down the volume because otherwise it would pretty much mess up my concentration there, listening to my own voice. There was a small distortion noise just now on the monitor. I wonder if that's just a random occasional event, or if that's happening more frequently. I switched the microphone, which now uses the not the USB one, but the default connector, which I usually prefer over the USB part, but you know, for configuration purposes. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds like there's still some small audio distortions. which could also be the result of some frames or packets. Some issues with, like, I'm not too sure. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's a frequent reoccurring event. I mean, I would try with that setting because it's much better than all the ones I configured before with the other computer. And that would already be a huge improvement for now. So this leads to the question, what else I need to do in order to get the stream going for today. I guess what I also need would be the chat window. If I remember correctly, that can be a separate undockable window there. I also managed to set up 2 scenes on OBS, which could be handy if like the webcam is hiding, is on top of some important screen capture area, and with a second monitor and a third monitor, like I can have my, like I have a visual or video quality monitor and audio monitor on a second separate computer with separate connection cable, and the second monitor is for managing the stream, like turning the camera on and off and looking at the transmission part. So let's see if I can get a chat here. I think I need to click here. I hope this stuff is actually connected with some API stuff, like, but I guess it is, right? I mean, I cannot test it, but let's try. So I have a separate window here, chat window, and I include this for the reason that on the video I have the chat messages. On the video recording, I have the chat messages to be readable in the recording for the archived version, and I also, like with streaming on several pages, websites at the same time, it's also important to be able to be aware of messages on both of these sites, or all of these sites, and therefore I would like to include this this chat window here. The question is if it actually works. I'm not too sure. So let's try if I can send a message that appears on both streams, on Twitch and on YouTube. Let's send it. And the idea is that it is sent on Twitch. I'm not so sure about YouTube. I guess this means that only one of two streams is actually connected, which would be too bad for viewers on YouTube. But if I use my second computer and monitor, like video audio monitor, I guess I can have a look at the chat there and hopefully repeat messages if I get aware of them. The downside is that still YouTube sometimes has some issues with, apparently has some issues with the quality from time to time. I wonder if that's also a problem of the recording eventually, or if that's just sort of okay. Yeah, but like I guess I can figure it out another day. For the chat integration on YouTube. And I think I can just start the stream with this sort of setup. I guess that's quite good enough. Yeah, I would like to have the webcam and the chat window aligned here, and also aligned here, and also aligned at the bottom in an ideal ideal arrangement and alignment, but I guess it's not that important actually. So I guess that's quite fine. Oh my. YouTube seems to have dropped the quality entirely. Yeah, there's definitely something strange going on with YouTube and their quality, but yeah, I mean, there are more previously there were much bigger issues, especially with my audio quality. So I guess I'll go with that one, with this setup, and we'll now just restart the stream in order to then actually start with the topic of today, with a new project, as I put into the stream description already. And that should be fine.